In the prosperous kingdom of Eldoria, a grand river, the Silver Stream, flowed through its lands. For centuries, the river had nourished the fields, provided water to the people, and brought wealth through trade. The people worshipped the river, believing it to be a gift from the gods. However, the new king, King Darius, was not like his ancestors. He was reckless, arrogant, and cared more for his luxuries than the well-being of his people. He built extravagant palaces, held grand feasts, and ordered fountains and artificial lakes to be made, all drawing water from the Silver Stream. One day, an old wise man, Elder Magnus, came to the king's court and bowed before him. "Your Majesty, the river is not endless. If we take too much, it will vanish. The balance of nature must be respected." The king laughed. "Nonsense! The river has always been here and will always be here. Water flows like my wealth, endless and abundant." Elder Magnus sighed, but knew the king wouldn't listen. The people, however, were worried. They saw the river's level lowering, the fish disappearing, and the farmlands drying up. But the king continued wasting water for his fountains and grand celebrations. One morning, the people of Eldoria woke up to a terrible sight. The Silver Stream had shrunk to half its size. The once mighty river was now weak and slow. Farmers could no longer irrigate their crops, and traders struggled to transport goods. Frightened, the people pleaded with King Darius. "Your Majesty, please, if we do not stop wasting water, the river will disappear." But the king was too stubborn. "Enough of these baseless fears. The river belongs to me. I shall use it as I please." To prove his power, he ordered a grand water festival. Hundreds of fountains were built, and artificial waterfalls were created, all draining the Silver Stream further. That night, something unthinkable happened. The river vanished completely. The next morning, the people woke up to find nothing but a dry riverbed where the Silver Stream once flowed. The land became barren. The wells dried up, and famine spread across Eldoria. The once flourishing kingdom fell into despair. Without water, the crops failed, and people had to leave their homes in search of food and shelter. King Darius, now desperate, ordered his guards to find Elder Magnus. When the wise man was brought before him, the king fell to his knees. "Elder Magnus, I was blind with arrogance. Tell me, how can we bring back the river?" Elder Magnus looked at the dry land and shook his head. "Nature is not a servant to be commanded. It gives to those who respect it and punishes those who abuse it. The only way to bring back the river is through patience and humility." For the first time, King Darius listened. He ordered all fountains and artificial lakes to be removed. He commanded his people to plant trees and dig channels to collect rainwater. He himself worked with the farmers, learning the value of water and hard work. Years passed, and slowly, as the land healed, the Silver Stream returned, not as strong as before, but enough to sustain life. King Darius had changed. No longer arrogant, he became a wise and humble ruler. He declared water sacred and made strict laws against its misuse. Nature gives, but it also takes away. If we do not respect it, we will lose what we hold dear. True wisdom is in understanding that we are not masters of nature, but its caretakers.